Hey guys, it's Stacy, and today I have another Booktube SFF Awards Babbles, and today, this week's topic is if you like this, you'll like this type of thing. So we're gonna be doing that, and if you hear this weird squeaking noise, it's because Betty is right there, and she has an indestructible bone, but she's already ripped like half of it off, and it's like plastic, and it makes a lot of noise, but that's the only thing keeping her occupied right now. So we're gonna get into this. I only have a few to show you, because I'm not good at thinking of these things, like what goes with what, even though I probably have like a ton that are similar. So we're just gonna get on into this. So the first one I have here, I'm technically cheating because I've not read the book that I'm comparing it to, but if you like Every Hearted Doorway, even though I haven't read that, from what I hear with it, it's like a portal fantasy, and you know, these kids come back to our world after they go to their mythical world like Narnia or whatever, and they don't fit in, and this book reminds me of that a lot, and that is A World Without Heroes by Brandon Mull. This is a middle grade book. It is a portal fantasy. It's about these two kids who go through this portal and they end up in this land called A World Without Heroes because there is no heroes. And it's just their journey, you know, trying to get back home, but do they really want to go home? And do they really belong in the world that they came from, or do they belong in this one? In this book, this whole trilogy is fan-fucking-tastic. It's a middle grade trilogy, but it ends so darkly, and like, it's so well developed. The characters are amazing. The world that they go to is so well developed. There's so much world building. This is one of my favorite series of all time. It doesn't read like a middle grade, but it's fantastic. All three books are absolutely amazing, and I want more people to read these, so that's why I'm cheating and I'm mentioning this in this video. So the next one I have here is if you like Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, you might like Frostblood by Ellie Blake. Both of these have elements of blood powers. In this one, red bloods don't have powers and silver bloods do, and they have all types of powers. In this one, there are fire bloods and frost bloods. Frost bloods rule the world in this world, and fire bloods are, you know, taken as like prisoners and stuff, and the main character in this book finds out she's a fire blood, and she ends up going to the palace where the frost bloods are, and like all of that stuff. And they're kind of similar in that way because the main character in this one somehow has lightning powers, and it is just, if you like these are compared a lot, and they're both very YA tropey fantasies, but they're fun and they're quick reads, and like you just get sucked in to both of them, and you can't help but like enjoy them while you're reading them. I definitely enjoy Red Queen more, but I have been reading this series since it came out, so I do like this one more, and Red Queen develops a lot more throughout the series and gets better and gets more original. I have not read the sequel to this yet, but this is just going to be a trilogy. The sequel is called Fireblood. But yeah, if you like either of these, you'd probably like the other. I love them. The next one I have here is if you like Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, like I do, I love this book, then you might like Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. These aren't entirely too similar. This follows two sisters who are twins, who are these like prophesized sisters, and they have magic, and they're supposed to like save this world. I read this a long time ago, so I don't completely remember it, but even though this follows two best friends, they're like sisters, and so if you like that dynamic of two girls being total, like, best of friends, they'd do anything for each other, they died for each other, any of that, you definitely like it. And the magic is kind of similar, even though these are witches. There aren't technically witches, but I read this first, and I do enjoy this more, but since I read it recently, because I read this in 2015, but for some reason when I think of one, I think of the other, and they just kind of give me similar vibes. I do kind of want to reread this series, but it's a very good series. It's one of the first like YA high fantasies I've ever read, and it needs more hype because it actually is really good. The whole trilogy is really good. There's some bomb-ass romance in both of them, slow burn romance in both of them, so if you like Truth Witch, please read Sea of Shadows. And the last set of books I have here is if you like Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, you'd probably like The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. These are two amazing series. Of course, everybody knows Cassandra Clare's book Shadowhunters, Demon Hunters in the 1800s. This also follows Lady Helen, who is a demon hunter in the 1800s, Victorian London. It's amazing. I do enjoy this more, The Dark Days Club, than this, I mean, I love this series a lot, like a lot, but I love this one more. There is no love triangle. Well, there is kind of a love triangle in this, but you know who Lady Helen loves. But they're both amazing, so if you like this, please read this. It's so good. It's like very slow burn, but it's like grips you so good, and the sequel is even better than the first book. Like, that doesn't happen a lot, but the sequel to this book is fan-freaking-tastic, and like, the third book doesn't have a release date yet, but your girl loves this series. So if you like demon hunting, read this series, because it's got demon hunting, it's got Victoria London, you got a badass Lady Helen who takes no shit. So yeah. So that is it for this video. I'm sorry for Betty making so much noise, but so that is it for today's video. I will see you guys in another one.